Ever pondered what makes an election, especially a general election, such a colossal event? The answer lies in the intricate web of events leading up to the actual voting day. Let's take a walk through this web as we approach the general elections for the 18th Lok Sabha, a spectacle spread over 7 phases and 44 days, culminating in a finale on the 4th of June. The announcement of the elections is, in a way, a starting gun. But the race has been on for quite some time. Campaigning in Indian politics is a perennial affair, a testament to the ruling BJP's call for one nation, one poll. This call, they argue, will truncate the time spent in electioneering. Yet simultaneous elections and a flurry of other thorny questions form the backdrop for this long-drawn election season, an event unparalleled in size anywhere in the world. But as we marvel at the vibrancy of our democracy and the exhilarating diversity it represents, a dose of honest introspection can be sobering. The journey from 2019 has seen rapid and massive changes, a mixed bag of good and bad. The BJP, quite naturally, is framing its second term as an era of progress and prosperity. While their propaganda rings loud and clear, the opposition's critique appears feeble. This uneven playing field is largely the result of the BJP's alleged misuse of state power to sway other parties and actors in the political process like the media, the bureaucracy, and the private sector. The opposition, however, isn't without its own problems. The principal opposition party's bank account restriction, based on an alleged minor procedural lapse, speaks volumes about how state agencies seem to be tilting the scales. The controversies surrounding the electoral bond scheme, ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court of India, paint a disconcerting picture of fairness in the election process dwindling. In this landscape, the Election Commission of India has a challenging task to ensure not just a fair poll process, but also the perception of it being so. This is further complicated by the abrupt exit of an ECI member and 2 hasty appointments. The process of appointing ECI members remains controversial given the sweeping control that the political executive wields over it. The opposition's question about the need for such a prolonged poll schedule and the ECI's stance on electronic voting machines adds more layers to this complex narrative. The ECI's stance on the conflict between the right to privacy by donors and the voters' right to information, especially after the court has settled the question, is also under scrutiny. As the world watches, the ECI is under the spotlight in this largest democratic exercise on the planet. In summary, we've seen the steady march towards these general elections, a journey marked by a constant campaign, controversies, and challenges. The uneven playing field, the controversies surrounding the electoral bond scheme and ECI appointments, and the ECI's role in ensuring a fair election process form the key points in our discussion. As the clock ticks down to the 4th of June, the world's largest democracy prepares for a colossal event, with all eyes on the Election Commission of India.